have lived in Arizona your whole lives so far? That's a big number. And how many of you came from somewhere else?
What? In a different state or what?
Yes.
Any state or country? Okay. So, how many of you like animals?
I like that.
How many of you like plants and flowers?
Yeah, right here, I guess.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about plants and animals that live in Arizona. And we'll be calling them two different things. We'll be calling them native species and invasive species.
Okay, so what are native and invasive species? Native species are animals and plants, just like you guys, who are originally from here and have never lived anywhere else. An invasive species is a species that isn't native, so it's from a different country, a different state, and they harm those native animals.
Why are they bad? Well, for one thing, they hurt other species who live here and stay here because they take up all the resources. But not all of them are bad, just some of them. For example, some of the non-natives that we use are highly will help our agriculture and other stuff. For example, the sweet clover, it's used as a forage and cover crop, which means that they will plant it in the soil to replenish the nutrients in there. So then the rain comes, it doesn't wash everything away, and then you have good soil. But even one invasive species can be disaster. And the reason why we're using invasive species and non-native species to differentiate between the bad ones and the good ones. So the non-native ones are just not harming the Arizona species, I guess. And so an example of an invasive species would be the zebra mussel, because they colonize really fast. So they clog waterways and eat up all the other resources.
They're like bullies that take your lunch.
That's very cool.
So, some ways invasive species can harm. Okay, so how many of you like bees? Do anyone like bees?
No, I don't like
Bees are actually extremely bad invasive species. They multiply at such a great rate, they're taking over for the native species like butterflies, so they don't get enough pollen, so they can't live. And also, some types of grass, like buffalo grass, is extremely fire hazard, so they catch fire really easy. And then some non-native plants and animals even kill other animals and even humans. Because, for example, the African honeybee can sting and can extremely harm you.
So now we're going to be talking about fish. How many of you like to go fishing? And how many of you eat fish?
I have
And if you look around Arizona, you don't really see that many fish now, do you? No. Especially in the desert? So what people have been doing is that they bring in these non-native fish over to Arizona so that people can enjoy them or go fishing. But what those fish do is that they take up all the space and they eat all the food of any fish we actually have in Arizona. So we actually do have native fish that are born in Arizona, like the Apache trout. The Apache trout is actually the Arizona state fish, but there aren't that many of them left anymore, and it's because of these other trouts, like the rainbow trout down here.
Excellent native plants. So not only are fish and other animals affected, but plants are often affected as well. Non-native plants often outcompete the native plants, so they can't get enough nutrients from the soil, and so they will eventually die off. Also, again, some aren't repellent to fire, so they'll catch fire and then burn all the native plants. Example would be the Pima pineapple cactus, which is right here. Is only located in southern Arizona and is being threatened by native grass, which is taking all its nutrients.
And so, you don't know that word? Like right there? Homo
This one.
sapiens?
Oh, no.
Do you know
Guess what this is?
This? You guys.
I know humans.
See what she said?
This is
Human.
Oh, human.
the scientific name for humans.
I just put it there because it's fun. So, like I said before, invasive species can harm humans by clogging water pipes. Just an example. They can pollute our food source too. But mainly, those mussels that colonize, they cost lots of money to fix because they block all the water pipes. And then we take many resources from the environment. So the food we eat, everything, if they're all destroyed, even the food.
So we're going to stop here real fast. We're going to play a game. And what game involves candy? We're going to split you up into 3 groups. Groups of 9, 9, and 1 group of 8. So, do they have groups they normally work with, or should we split them up?
You should split them because our squads are like, there's only like 4 in a squad, so you can split them up.
Okay,
Yourself,
so how about...
And I'm gonna ask them too, so that because you need the floor space for it. Because I'm gonna have, so when you get into your little, whatever group you go into, if you're on the floor, make sure you get your stuff off the floor and put it on the table or the back table, being very careful of the camera, okay? So when she starts to split you up.
Okay, so how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you'll guys be the group of 8. And then, see, 1,